Are you one of the many people that has a home to sell, needs to downsize, maybe needs to upgrade, but you're worried that if you sell that house, where the heck are you going to go to in this crazy seller's market? You're not alone. Stay tuned. We are going to discuss strategies to get your offer accepted, how to make a contingent offer work for you, and get exactly what you want right now. My name is Jake Wyer in Wilmington, North Carolina with EXP Realty. And if you are on the internet and you're looking to make a move, you're looking to make a contingent offer, figuring out how to get your offer accepted, or maybe you're just interested in the North Carolina, Wilmington area, and you like this video, give us a like, hit that subscribe button right now. It helps us out immensely. And go ahead and hit that bell button and you'll be notified every single time that we upload content just like this. Almost weekly right now, I get asked by my clients or even other real estate professionals what to do as far as getting your offers accepted. Now, a lot of people are coming from the standpoint that they have a home that they need to sell. Where the heck are they going to go in this market? They have to buy after they sell and they don't want to be homeless. I hear that all the time. Jake, I don't want to be homeless. It's a little bit dramatic, but I understand the sentiment that you feel like if you take advantage of a seller's market, you're going to be a buyer and you're going to have all the pitfalls of being a buyer in this client. So that I understand. But what I would suggest to anyone looking at making a move, and I think 2020 has been a great example for all of us to not wait for things. I think we all have had to wait for everything for 2020. We put off weddings, we put off seeing our elderly parents, put off vacations, we put off even birthday parties. I think we all need to be living in the moment right now. And if you have a need and you have a want to make some sort of change real estate wise, don't wait, don't put it off. Don't just put your head in the sand because it's a strong seller's market and hope that the market changes. If you're an empty nester and you have this huge home that you just don't want to clean anymore, you don't want to pay to heat and cool, if you have a growing family and you do not have enough bedrooms or bathrooms, this might be the time just to go ahead and pull that trigger. And I'm not telling you to pull that trigger blindly, and I don't tell my clients that either. What I would suggest, though, is to sit down with your team. And by team, I mean your real estate professionals, your lender, your realtor, even your attorneys, and sit down and get a game plan on this. I talk to so many people that haven't talked to basically anybody and have just decided blindly that it's not the time to do something. Talk to everybody, get the information. You might be surprised. I'm telling you to get a strategy. And you know what? At the end of the day, if it's not the time, then it's not the time. But you would be shocked at how many people that we talk to say that. And then by the end of the conversations, they have all these options that they can explore. So what I suggest to you, if you haven't already seen it and you're buying in North Carolina or whatever state you're buying in, ask your realtor for an example, a copy of the offer to purchase contract. Read it over, see exactly how it's written. Now here in North Carolina, what I'm going to speak about specifically is the contingency clause in the contract. Now 2 years ago, the contingency clause, and when I say contingency clause, I mean contingent upon the sale of another home to purchase this home. Now that used to be handled in a separate addendum. Now it's worked directly into the offer to purchase contract in one of the clauses. Now it's super basic the way it's written out. It basically states, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up that contract right now so you can take a look at it. Now here's the part I'm talking about that handles the contingency. Now you can see right here, page 7, it states the buyer does or does not have to sell or lease other property in order to qualify for a new loan to complete the purchase. Now, that being said, that means that you can qualify for the loan or not qualify the loan based upon the sale of another home. It's going to depend on your finances specifically, whether or not you can actually qualify. And it's also going to depend on how much equity you have in your previous home. I talk to a lot of empty nesters that are moving to the area, and they have maybe $100,000 left on their mortgage or even less, or maybe it's totally paid off. And they tell me they want to sell their house and they want to buy the next house cash and have no loan. And I totally understand that. Being in that spot in your life and working that hard to have the ability to do that is amazing. However, they're coming across the problem that they're going to have to write a contingent offer. And in this climate, it is very hard to get a contingent offer approved. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit. Let's pull up that offer again. Let's talk about it a little bit more. So as you see down below that first part of that clause, it has a couple different check marks. And a couple different check marks basically states that it's either actively listed with a real estate broker, it will be listed by a real estate broker, or the buyer is attempting to sell or lease the property without assistance of a real estate broker, or that it's not even in contract. So the reason why those check marks are there is because more or less for sale by owners, it's going to take a little bit longer to market. It's not going to have a professional marketing it and negotiating it and nursing it all the way to the finish line. So it's a little more risky. If it's not on market at all, that's obviously a little more risky too, because you have the entire process that you have to go through to get that home on market. So the strongest of those contingencies would obviously be that you're under contract with a professional real estate broker. Even those are a little bit hard to get accepted in this market, especially on those hot properties. I mean, if you have someone coming in with no contingencies versus someone with contingencies, almost every single time the one with no contingencies is going to get the nod. So that being said, what I suggest is a lot of people in the situation of an empty nester that might have a ton of equity in their home, pretty good income, really good financials, sit down and find out if you could qualify for a loan without the sale of that house. You can start the process, get a pre-qualification letter with a lender, get your house on the market under contract and sold all at the same time. And you can write these offers non-contingent at that point, because you're being completely truthful. You do not need to sell a house in order to qualify for the loan to purchase the new home. Now, it doesn't mean that you're not going to come at the very end of it with all cash and pay the home in cash. That's fine. But they want to know that you have the financial ability to close if by chance your home did not sell. Now, you can also have the option of paying off that home after closing. Now, there are some penalties occasionally. You'd have to talk to your lender a little bit more in detail about what that might look like. But the ability to make that move now, not have to wait several years to get closer to the grandkids, to get closer to the coast, live the life you want to now, because really time is the most precious commodity. I think 2020, like I said, really showed us all that now's the time to live. So I would highly suggest to you just sit down with your real estate professionals, have a powwow, come up with a plan. You'd be shocked at how many people have not looked at these contracts and are sticking their head in the sand and saying that it just can't be done. It can be done most of the time. It just takes a little bit of creativity, and you really need to lean on your professionals. And you really need to come up with a strategy based off of their advice. So I hope this was all very helpful. If it was, again, give us a like. There's going to be some more videos from our channel coming up after this, so stay tuned. There's some great information in real estate for buying, selling. And if you're really interested in the Wilmington market, reach out to us. We'd love to be able to answer any questions you might have. Go ahead and send us an email, give us a phone call, text message, that carrier pigeon, however you go about it. But we'd love to help you out. Again, my name is Jake Wyer, in Wilmington, North Carolina, EXP Realty. Talk to you soon.